vlogging, by the way. Everyone say hi to Paige's vlog.
Hi.
Famous. Paige is going places.
That's a big mistake people make is like they see themselves in the mirror or they're posing and they're like, oh wow, my glutes look great. When I, yeah, look how lean my
Andre, you do that?
I do it all the time.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's Sunday, October 18th. Nope. Sunday, October 19th. It's close. And I am kicking off this next vlog in the car, which I haven't done a little car chat in a while. So it feels good to be back doing this. But I am right now driving down to Snap Fitness in Kenosha to my coach's gym. So I have a little bit of time because I got some stuff I need to get you guys up on before we fully jump into today's festivities, which we're heading down to Snap Fitness Kenosha for another athlete workshop seminar that I am helping lead. So that is very exciting. The first part is like a free seminar for any athlete in the area that want to come. And then the second part is some paid posing and personal training sessions as well. But yes, as I mentioned, I got some stuff to catch you guys up on. This last week has been very busy. I mean, the last 4 weeks or so have been really busy. As I mentioned in previous vlogs, I had my little busy season for work for my 8/31 year end, and we actually filed yesterday. And if you guys are newer to the channel, I'm an audit manager, so I do the audit side of things. I don't do taxes. But yes, my client filed yesterday, and that essentially wrapped up the little busy season. So going forward, my schedule's gonna be back to normal. I'm gonna be able to get more sleep and get back on my recovery game and everything. But this past week is kind of when the last several weeks caught up to me physically, mentally, and I just have been more so running on fumes and very tired. So again, it felt really good to get the client filed on Friday. But then this weekend has essentially been very busy. Last vlog, at the end of the last vlog, I mentioned that Maureen was coming in town, Miss now two-time Bikini Olympia. She just won the 2025 Bikini Olympia, and then she won in 2022 as well. However, literally she was at the airport on Thursday, ready to fly out, and then one of her sponsors was like, I need you. And so unfortunately she wasn't able to make it to Wisconsin, but everything happens for a reason. The universe has our back. My coach, Andre he was chatting on the phone with Ashley Kaltwasser, just catching up about like how the Olympia went and everything. And he mentioned, because she was asking, oh yeah, like, whoop. She mentioned, you know, asked like how the seminar and everything, like if everything was like ready to go and stuff for this weekend. And my coach mentioned that Maureen wasn't able to make it, and Ashely K literally was like, do you want me to fly to Wisconsin? And volunteered her time without even being asked to come to Wisconsin. So she got in on Friday night, and then yesterday she came to the Shredded Cheddar Badger State NPC show, which I was at all day, doing the stage expediting in the morning and at night, and helping hand out awards and all of that stuff. And then she was also helping handing out awards and taking pictures and meeting people. And then she's going to be at the seminar all day today with us, which I'm really excited about. We had so much fun, just backstage shenanigans and stuff. I'll roll some clips in here just from yesterday of a couple of like the highlights and funny moments and whatnot. Coach told me I was supposed to vlog, so turn on the camera. We're getting some behind the scenes clips at the Shredded Cheddar Varsity show. Did the expedited this morning, and we got Ashely K and a bunch of the Team Adams athletes. So we're getting a bunch of pictures, and then we've got Jay Cutler up on stage for a little seminar too. Getting some behind the scenes clips. I don't think I can pull my iPhone, but
I think that's good. I didn't attend the first Olympia until 2013. Ironically, that was your last. But I've worked alongside a lot of the people that be over in the corner.
Got Coach Ashley.
It was just this collective holy shit.
Oh, let's do it. Now I'm glad I turned on the camera. Oh yeah, that's funny. And this is why I'm happy Coach told me to turn on the camera. So this will definitely make it in the vlog.
I'm coming!
Spider-Man's coming! Oh my god.
What'd you say?
True athlete.
So I know a lot of you guys are here supporting the athletes on the stage, and like I said, this is their achievement. So, you know, encouragement, you know, we're gonna see some great bodies up here, some great routines. Obviously, you know, a lot of hard work and dedication, but one thing I just wanna say, because I might not get an opportunity to come back up here and speak again, and I try to say this at most of the shows, is there's a lot of people in this audience that are sitting and looking at this saying, I can do that. And every year, I always say, you know, hey, you have a good body. I see someone, like, you should think about competing. I never really thought about that. But then, like, 2-3 years later, I see them up on stage. And I said, why did you told me no? And they said, well, I thought about it. And I always say, if Mr. Olympia tells you you have a good body and you need to get up there, I think you should listen. So I encourage anyone that's in this audience and thinking, I can do this. And listen, some of you probably are coming for the first time to watch these shows, and this is not even in your mind, but you're going to walk out of here and say, man, I really like what that person did or that body looked like, and maybe I can do that too. I encourage you to take note, please. Maybe it's an opportunity for you to stand up here, show the achievement, inspire. That's the most important thing. Inspire people to do better. And like I said, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the time. And good luck to everyone competing tonight. Let's give them a huge, huge applause as the night goes on.
Wise words from Mr. Jay Cutler himself. You heard him. If you got the itch, if you want to compete, take the opportunity and do it. And anything to inspire others to do the same, push their limits, prove it to themselves. That's what I try to do on my YouTube channel, my Instagram, on my everything. And so that was really nice to hear. Jay Cutler, yeah. But yeah, we had a great time, just like all my teammates and stuff, and then yeah, more of my teammates were there. Just a couple IFBB pros, no big deal. Our team is growing in terms of like level of caliber of athletes. Halyna's now a pro. We got Kathy, Bikini Pro. We got me, who's a pro. We got Oksana, who's a pro. Andre's obviously a pro, and Ashley is not formally part of Team Adams, but she's like pseudo family to us. So I'm very excited for today, and I'm really happy that yesterday was so much fun. One other highlight from yesterday, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna tear up again, but holy crap, I literally cried yesterday when this happened. So at Badger State, the overall winner, oh, gotta move over. The figure overall winner, she first won her height class. She was in height class C, and like she started like tearing up when she won her height class. And then in the overall, I was on stage expediting for that, and so it was very, very close between her and then the other two girls. But once like they announced her winning the overall, then she teared up again, and it was just such a sweet moment. And I was helping her carry the like overall backpack and the trophy and stuff off stage, and like as I was picking it up like on stage, I'm like, oh my gosh, like you're gonna make me cry. And then like followed her off stage, and then I was just giving her some like kind words after, you know, all the congratulations and stuff. Her name is Kristen Davies, and she told me, she mentioned, she goes, oh my gosh, like this is so surreal. I literally have a video of you pose, like your posing routine saved in my screen recordings in my phone that I watch all the time, and that like I sent to my coach and was like, I want, like that's what I want my posing to look like and stuff. And her coach was like, well, Paige is a pro, so you know you can't do all of the extra things yet and take that much time, but got inspiration from my posing. And the fact that she literally was watching me and like inspired by me and looking up to me, like I just lost it. And it's honestly so special and means the world to me, because also I was in her position at a Shredded Cheddar show, like winning my first overall in 2021, standing up there like not even just like in shock of that happening, the fact that was a reality. Like it just never crossed my mind that I could even do something like winning an overall. And then again, of you prove one thing to yourself and you keep proving more and more, and here I am with 6-figure and women's physique overalls, a best poser award, and now IFBB Pro. So it just goes to show, keep believing in yourself, keep trusting the process, and no matter how scary your dreams feel, they can happen as long as you're willing to work for them. So it was a very, very surreal, like full circle moment. And again, Kristen, congratulations, because you looked awesome. Some tough competition, but you pulled it out, and I am so excited to see what you do in the future. I think those are pretty much all of the updates. I'll be 110% honest. My brain is not working at full capacity. We're getting back to baseline right now. I got some more better sleep last night, but it's been a struggle, and I know my gas tank isn't all the way full, so I'm trying to show up the best I can for myself, for all the athletes, for my teammates, and for everybody and stuff. But I am going to slowly but surely now dig myself out of that fatigue hole and get back to feeling myself and get back to baseline. So with that, I'm gonna cut the chit chat here, and we're gonna catch up with everybody at Snap Fitness, and we'll see what goes down today. Hello to the vlog.
Lonnie Bonds in the house.
Audra's like my #1 recurring guest, I feel.
I steal her camera sometimes too, you know.
I love it. I love it. It's cute. All right, let's head in and see who else is here. Okay, you go first. Ladies first. Bikini ladies first. Hey, nice first form bag. Where'd you get that?
Summer Smash.
Summer Smash. Oh, good times.
Good times. Can't wait till next year.
Yes.
It's the best part of summer.
I know. I just want summer back. All right, we're also going to do an in-body scan. I forgot to tell you guys that, but let's see who's in the office.
You know what? We out
Good
on
ladies.
stage.
Yeah.
But it was
What's up? Say hello for the vlog.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
We got the whole gang here. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
It's Ashley. Hi, nice to meet you guys.
This random stranger we picked up on the way into the gym today.
The Craigslist. You found him on Craigslist.
Craigslist. I don't know if everyone here is old enough to know what Craigslist is. Andre Adams, head coach for Team Adams Prep, NASM, master trainer and physique Olympian. And then, of course, we got the all-time winningest IFBB Pro and 3-time Miss Olympia and Arnold champ, right? Ashley Kaltwasser ×2. So
That was a long time ago. Thank you. Thank you.
all right, so originally we had Maureen Blanquisco coming out, but due to unforeseen events with some sponsor travel arrangements, she was not able to make it. So an extra round of applause for Ashley for stepping in, because literally
Thank you. Sorry, it's not the same.
It's all good. All right, so let's go into Olympia. I want to talk about not just this year's Olympia, but kind of your Olympia journey, because one thing that really stands out for you is longevity. How many Olympias have you done?
I think I counted 11 or 12, because I did skip 2017, so
Yeah.
okay, 12. In 2017, I got 4th actually, and just
Yeah.
a lot of pressure, and I was like, I was going to take a year off and be normal, I guess, and yeah, I regret.
So more of a mental reset, but sometimes it gives you new perspective and new appreciation for what you actually love doing.
I mean, I finally took an off season, this year,
This
I
year,
guess,
yeah. Yep.
But I the one before that would be notable would be 2017, but yeah, so I'm very used to just competing frequently, that's for sure.
So the big question is, before we break down this year's Olympia, is like, how do you keep yourself motivated and consistent for this long? Because a lot of people are maybe new to the sport, and after a prep or two, they feel burned out, like not just physically, but emotionally or mentally tapped, right? So how do you keep yourself motivated and continue to perform at such a high level?
I would say just keeping my off season in check is the #1 piece of advice I would like to give to someone that wants to recreate like a journey that I did. Because the thing is, you can't, if I were to gain, 30 pounds each off season and try to get that off and then that again and again, I'm going to get so burnt out and I'm not going to like it. It's not going to be fun. I feel like I did that in 2017. I did put on 25 pounds, not 30, but 25. And it was so hard to get off. It took me like 6 months. I think to a normal person, I'd still be in shape. But for me, I'm such an athlete and I'm used to my body feeling a certain way. Not that I ever thought it was bad or anything like that. It's just more of the feeling, the feeling of like you can walk with ease and you're just agile. And so I kind of lost that in 2017. But yeah, that's what I would say. The off season is key. Just keeping it checked. Also avoiding extremes when you can.
Right.
Which kind of falls also into the off season as well. That kind of helps you not to be extreme. But anytime you can avoid like a really hard extreme prep, that's better for your body,
It is.
And mind.
Consistency, having like structured, strategic framework in your off season. I don't even like the term off season. We say it, but we really mean improvement season, right? Because we're never off. As Paige can attest, and we're going to talk about Paige in a little bit too. She's like a perfect example right now of like a picture perfect on and off season, right? So very important. Mindset and emotional well-being can definitely impact our physique. So, it can really affect your body, though, your emotional state, right? There's the gut-brain axis, and so things like cortisol can make you retain visceral fat. We actually felt like even on the in-body, your visceral was maybe 1 point higher than you would like.
Yeah, and I remember asking you yesterday, I was like, I've been dealing with a lot of stress this prep. Do you think that could affect the cortisol? And yeah, so everything's making sense. It's so interesting how you get these tests and the results kind of align with what you're feeling and how your prep is going.
Ashley, let's maybe share. This is kind of fun. We're going to do like rapid fire, some Q&A, because I know we don't have a ton of time today. I feel like with our seminars, we need like half a day.
Yeah.
We have so much juicy content to share with
everyone.
Yes,
we do.
So, but we're going to do some rapid fire here. Let's talk about training split. So coming into Olympia, I think everyone would love to see insights like how many days per week were you training, how many times do you hit glutes versus upper body, do you do any compounds or is it all glute isolation? What's your training look like?
So I'll have 2 days per week lower body. One will be more glute focused and one is just overall lower body. As you know, when you hit lower body, you're gonna get the glutes anyway. So one's more specific for glutes and one's just lower body in general. I'll have 2 shoulder days because that is my weak spot, as we saw on the scan. I still am a little bit lower body dominant, so we need to bring up upper a little bit more. And then my other training day would be back, biceps, and triceps all in one. The reason I have them all in one is they're for my physique, excuse me, the body parts that require the least amount of attention. I never got the feedback that my tricep was lacking. I never got the feedback that my bicep was lacking. And also the back, for me, again, that's a personal thing because it's already quite developed anyway, and it gets covered by hair. I usually start my cardio from 0. So in the off season, I like to wean off cardio usually. So when I do start prep, I will start with 1 day per week of cardio. And this time I started at 30 minutes and I did step mill. And then I'll do 2 and then 3. So it's a slow increase until I get to 6 or 7 days, or I can also increase the duration at some point, but I definitely start slow. I don't go from 0 to 100 because I want to make sure I'm not adapting too quickly.
So I know we want to spend the majority of today's session on posing with you guys, so we're going to go about another 10 minutes here because I also want to talk about flexible dieting versus rigid dieting. I'm going to keep picking on Paige today because she's a good example. Linda's a good example too. You guys are like machines. Otter's a good example, right? They like rigid, like, I don't want all this flexibility. Just, coach, tell me what I'm eating, how many grams of broccoli florets, and, down to the science. So that works for me, too. My mind is type A, analytic, right?
I'm a little bit more of a flexible dieter. I don't weigh things. Shame on me. My scale's been broken. My food scale's been broken since 2018. So I do weigh with my eyes. Like, oh yeah, that looks about 4 ounces. So I don't really get into the super rigid stuff. And then when it comes to off season, that is pretty much intuitive eating. But I don't recommend that for everyone. I would even trust my own self doing this in my first few off seasons. Never. I am comfortable doing it now because I know my body well. I know what foods contain what, and I can kind of just estimate things a lot more. For me, I like to think of things in groups of 200 calories mentally. That helps me kind of structure my diet. So I'll be like, protein bar 200, even if it's 210, just for quick math, 200. Or if it's a yogurt, I'll be like, okay, the yogurt's 100, but maybe I'll put like 100 or a little spoonful of peanut butter or something in there. Okay, now that's 200. But with that being said, I make sure that even when I'm intuitive eating, the priority is protein. I'll always make sure I get enough protein in. I'm never gonna like have a meal that's just like straight up carbs, right? But when I get into the end season, I am a little more, I do pay attention a little more closely, and of course I do have like a meal plan that I follow. I still won't really weigh things as much as I should, but that's another thing that I'm just like, do as I say, but not as I do. Okay.
And then the last thing, how do you come back mentally when you don't peak or perform your best, right? Let's say you miss your peak and you're like, damn, I really bombed this. Instead of getting in your own head and having a pity party and all that, or maybe you peaked perfectly, but you bombed your posing, you tripped, you stumbled, you forgot your routine. How do you mentally get over that and come right back to that same fire?
Well, I like to remind myself that everyone here is human and no one can be perfect every single time. I think that every mistake can be a learning lesson if you accept it, right? And even to this day, I still make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes throughout your career, but if you let those mistakes just like weigh down on you, you're not going to have fun. You just got to learn from it and make sure it doesn't happen again. But just know I'm still out there making mistakes too.
Yep. So the moral of the story is fail forward, right? It's okay to fail, but it's only a failure if you perceive it as a failure. I remember a quote from Michael Jordan one time. He said, "I never lost a game, but just ran out of time." And I'm like,
I like that.
I like this. I never lost a show, actually. I just ran out of time.
Oh, okay.
So keep that mindset with you. All right, let's get everyone moving. So all use fit model. And then we're going to bring girls up. So we'll put our more experienced girls through the poses first. And if you guys don't know, who's the standard for fit model? Ashley's 2015 Miss Olympia physique. So fit model, again, is kind of bringing the original bikini look back to where it started. What are you feeling? Where do you place your hands? How are you standing with your feet? Posture?
Yes. So there is there is a lot of variation with this pose. I'd like to say probably with fit model there's more variation in the front pose than bikini. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because you'll see a lot of girls sometimes will do more of a staggered stance, some will be more on the line. I do have a rule of thumb, it doesn't always work, but usually if your taper is good, like a really good hourglass, hip to waist ratio, usually you can get away with standing more front on rather than staggered. And as far as where I would put my hands, of course, hold your hip or the connector. And then this arm, just make sure it's nice and relaxed. Sometimes I see the stiffness in the wrist. We want to keep those fingers nice and flowy. I call them fairy fingers. Yep. Keep them relaxed, right?
But this is where we start. It's a mental checklist. Feet, hips, shoulders. Make sure your waist is pulled in. And then to Ashley's point, make sure we're relaxed. So let's spin the girls. We'll make some more adjustments later. Let's have everyone turn and face the back. All right, so Ashley, break it down. Work your way up from the feet up.
Sure.
What are your cues for foot position, hips, knees, all that good stuff?
Yeah, so if you're familiar with bikini posing, this is basically the same thing. The only thing I would say is sometimes in bikini you'll see girls push a little bit more, maybe just to get a little more of that tie-in. But what I want to emphasize is with the foot placement, I like to think of it as a clock, right? So noon would be facing forward, but I would never go past 11 and 1, especially in fit model or bikini. And what will determine if your feet are facing forward or your toes are slightly pointed out usually depends on your quad development, the vastus lateralis specifically.
Right, so it's going to be our quad.
So your quad line, you never want your quad line to exceed the hip line. Working our way up, just making sure that, we're not bending over too far, especially in fit model, because again, we're really not wanting to see the super crisp tie-in in fit model, so make sure, especially in fit model, that you're not bending over too much. Make sure the chest is high.
You want to demonstrate with that? Just so they can see how it flattens glutes. So if your girls literally overpull, like bend too far forward, the upper glutes are now further away from the judges, and it flattens things out. You actually lose the fullness in the lower glute because we're stretching it. So let's go back up to your normal. Yeah, so
That's a big
posture.
mistake people make is like
Yeah.
they see themselves in the mirror or they're posing and they're like,
Yeah.
oh wow, my glutes look great.
Look
When
at those eyes.
yeah, look how lean my
Andre, you do
glutes
that?
are.
I do it all the time.
And then they fail to realize that the judges are actually judging at a lower angle.
Yep.
So if she was more bent over, you know, you're losing a lot of that 3D pop from the glutes, right? The hand positioning, she's doing it perfectly here. We don't want to see any fingers through the thighs. We don't want to see them on the outside. They're nice and tucked in.
Yeah, so
With the,
it would look really weird.
oh no!
Yeah, you don't want to see a little dangly, you know, you don't want the dangly.
I've even seen before too, like no touching, just like this.
Yeah.
Like
I corrected you yesterday. They're
Yeah.
like, I don't want to touch my oil. I'm like, no.
they,
hand in
yeah,
there,
because
yeah.
they can see that you're. It almost looks like you're posing for a figure if you do. So we're looking for that diamond. See the diamond? That's what we're looking for. Some girls will keep it rested more, I guess, neutrally, but that would be more for someone that might be a little more X-framed, like a little more broad up top. Then you probably wouldn't want to poke the elbows out. You probably just keep them a little more rested to your side.
All right, so let's break it down. From a judge's criteria perspective, we are looking for balance. We are looking for good enough conditioning without being hard, striated, overly capped shoulders, and most importantly, we're looking for that hourglass shape. All right, so Ashley, maybe start us from the feet and work your way up. What are you seeing on the girls here?
I like to do more of a kind of like what you're doing, more of like a diagonal. So again, if I'm thinking of my toes as a clock, since I'm a left hip poser, I'm kind of like at that 1, sometimes 2 o'clock position. And what I like to do is, put my toe up as high as I can. And I realize sometimes with the shoes, that's not really doable, but I don't really like the look of the really flat toe. Now, working our way up, we want to make sure our body is staying straight. We don't want to hinge too much like a wellness competitor would,
Forward.
right? We want to keep it nice and tall. Again, chin high, chest to the sky. You'll hear me say that a few times. The taller you can be, the smaller your waist will look, right? So just try to stay nice and straight and high. When it comes to this hand, much like Fit Model, we're looking for that hip bone or your connector. I like to make an L with my hand and just kind of place it on my back, my hip bone, and feel for it and move it around. Going back to what I said previously, you never want to look tense. You never want to look tight. You never want to look like you're flexing. So that even translates to your hands. That translates to your fingers. We're looking for a nice hourglass. So you'll notice on all of these ladies, you see both of their shoulders. So it's sometimes if you're more profile like she is, a little more contortion has to happen to spin around to see both of those shoulders, but she still makes it happen.
All right, starting at the back, kind of the same thing we just went through with Fit Model, right? We're looking at the feet first. We like to say either maybe start neutral or creep out a little bit, 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And remember, unless you're wellness, you shouldn't really be twisting those quads out hard because we want to show balance, but most importantly, we want to show dominance in the glutes. So let's use you as an example. Let's turn those toes really far out like a wellness pose. Okay, so you can see and Halyna's actually got really good quad density. She shows a lot more quad here, and now the glutes look proportionally smaller, right? So let's go back to neutral here. And then the other thing we'll cue up, let's use all 3 of you guys. So let's pull the knees in, so like internal rotation. And now turn them extreme out. Okay, can you guys see the way that their shapes and their glutes and their tie-ins all change? Audra's actually looks better, slightly pulled in, so toes are close to neutral. She pulls in. I can even see her ties through her pants, right? That makes those inner ties light up for her, and that's what works for her. I was just very close to Masters USA, so she's on fire now. Yours, I think it's also like either forward or almost pulled in.
I internally rotate a little bit. So if I were, I don't even know if you guys can see it, but this would be forward facing and this is just slightly inward.
Yep.
I never wanted to make it look too obvious that I'm doing it. But yeah, I just found for me that just for whatever reason looks a little bit better on my physique.
Yeah, it can drastically change your shape. The next group, let's get 3. First 3 to stand up to race. Uh-oh, Paige, you got another pro next to you. So let's get Paige, Steph, and Jazzy. And then I think we can fit all 4 in the next one. All right. Paige is vlogging, by the way. Everyone say hi to Paige's vlog.
Hi.
Pretty famous. Paige is going places.
Oh boy.
All right. Where are we going? We're going to Snap Fitness. Get up. You're going to Olympia. All right, so Paige is actually an IFBB pro in figure, and we actually got a runner-up in women's physique on the same day. So she almost got 2 pro cards in 2 divisions that day. All right, so she likes to learn these poses though. So same thing. Ashley, let's maybe make any adjustments that you see with the girls.
Sure. So I'm seeing already the hand is too forward. Make sure it's on your hip bone, okay? There we go. Make sure to relax those fingers. Yes, there we go. Good.
Figure girl.
Yeah. Maybe a little more spacing in between the feet and a little back.
A little back.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good cue. All right, so what Ashley's referring to there is like posing in the same line. So if this foot is too far forward, you're now across the line, right? If you were standing on a piece of tape here.
Yeah, this looks
Good.
pretty good.
Yeah, you girls look
Everyone
great.
looks good to go, I think.
Big smile. We are
I love
posing.
the smile.
This is muscle memory.
I'm learning.
All right, ladies, turn and face the back. Good. So all these girls are very experienced with their transitions, as you can see. All right, so let's same thing. Let's work our way down. We'll start with Jazzy and work this way. Any cues, adjustments?
I actually think this group looks pretty good. Maybe a little too forward for you. Just maybe up a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
I think that looks good. Maybe drop arms a little bit since you are what? There we go.
Hey,
Yes.
you're still holding
And
tie-ins.
you know how I was
So-
saying. I was saying
Yeah.
if you're more of an X frame, you probably need to drop these and not
Yeah.
diagonal them. Perfect example. She's
Yeah.
a figure competitor, so
Yep.
she is that X frame. So
Right.
if she did that, it looks too
Yep.
right? So we need to adjust accordingly. So she would be more one that would probably just relax them
Yep.
and then just make sure the palms are not showing. So
Last time, let's turn and face front. This is for the overall. Give me some intensity. You guys are doing good on the turn. All right, and thank you, ladies. Good job. All right, let's get our next group up. What's up? What's up? All right, a couple of you guys are. So while they're reconfiguring, I'm going to put Jam through some quarters. So when you're first starting out for this pose, you can sit into it, literally pull that heel right up to the inside of your foot.
Same
Pick
situation
up
as
on it.
bikini. You should be able to
Yeah.
lift this foot.
Exactly.
Yep.
So all your weight is back here. It's like 90-10 here. Face the back. So this would be our wellness back pose.
Ooh, those tie-ins.
So now this one, we're gonna break this down a little further as we get all the girls in. But if you can see, and Jim, I'm gonna have you maybe turn 90 degrees just for a moment so the girls can see your position here with the spine. So it's okay for wellness. She's actually pushing back a lot harder than you would in bikini or fit model. And she's also turned out, so we'll go back to facing this way. So she's also more turned out with her toes. You notice that her stance is a little bit wider than hip width on purpose. And she's turning out and twisting these out to show as much quad density and sweep as possible. And again, the goal is to look overdeveloped through the lower body for wellness instead of looking balanced. Let's quarter turn to the right. So this one screws a lot of people up. You might find that you have better mobility on one side or the other, or you're just more developed. So you gotta play around and make sure that you are symmetrical, because you might have one awesome, you look like first place in your first quarter, and you get on this side and the judges are like, oh, what happened? Yes, exactly. So that's right. All right, let's go back to the front. Good, so you guys kind of get a quick tutorial there, and notice how tight her steps were through those transitions.
Alright guys, we finished up the little athlete seminar and we're here with Jam. And if you guys have been watching for a while, you'll remember her back in, what was that, April, May?
April, I think, yeah.
April, yes, when she won the wellness overall at, which show was that?
NPC Mid-Illinois.
Yep, Mid-Illinois State, yes. And now she's got her pro card in wellness queen. I think I might have called it on that vlog back in April. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because when I was like taking the picture and you gave me a really nice comment back, and I'm like, oh, she is so sweet. And I think I called him like, this girl's going pro. Well, what do you know?
3 shows later.
Yep.
So wellness overall, then South Carolina, I got first there, and then right after that was Chattanooga, and that's where I got my pro cards.
Yes. And then we had the same pro debut at Chicago Pro. So we love it.
That was a vibe too. That show was a vibe.
It was huge. It was very stacked in all the divisions, but it was good. Just threw us right in the deep end, but that's how we like it.
I was here for it. So.
Yes, we love it. Full circle. But yeah, she is a wellness queen, and she put us through some wellness posing today.
hit me up, Thick and Savage on IG.
Yes, Dan's your girl. Girls training hard. We got our overall champ. Getting some glutes and hams in.
Good thing I didn't run out. Jeez.
Yes. And of course, getting all the shots. Hell yeah.
I have a new challenge.
Oh
My
boy.
challenge?
I'm scared.
This is going to be an Ashley challenge. Paige knows me and my challenge is like a birthday challenge.
No.
Every time Ashley wins a show, from now on, okay, she's got to do that many reps and squats.
That's a big ass.
Or you can do hip thrust. You can do hip thrust. Take your pick. So when you get into, what do you want?
With air, maybe. I can hit
Air?
this air.
Some air squat. Okay, 50 squats. She's got to do 56 the next time she
Well, maybe we can
Oh my
break it
gosh.
up into sets.
cluster sets.
Cluster sets, yeah. I thought this is like supposed to be like incentive to win, not punishment to win.
Because that's going to propel her into the next win. Don't you guys see where I'm going with this? Right? Ain't done yet.
Ain't done yet. More pain, more wins. We love it.
We need 3 rounds all the way through.
All right, so the rest of the girls got in glute and lower body dominant workout. I got in back workout, which is the same workout that you guys saw last week. Yes, last week. But I did need to show you this pump, of course. Here's just the upper body pump. The lighting right here is always awesome. I noticed. I can zoom in here. Still got some shoulder striations coming through. Ooh, heck yeah. Keeping that conditioning in the off season. And then, oh yeah, nice back pump. Yes. And it's always nice getting in a workout on different equipment. And I'll show you guys. This was the back machine that I actually ended up doing 3 different movements on. So I did essentially like a higher row using this, and then I did kind of a rear delt focused row and pulled like high and wide, and then I also did a low row as well. Don't have to overcomplicate the workouts. If you have something that feels really good, milk that, because whatever you connect best with is going to be probably the best option for you. So if you're somebody where you're like, barbell rows, like, don't really connect with those. But dumbbell rows, I love. That's fine. Lean into that. See what works for your body, and don't be afraid to try out different movements and see what works best. I'm like notorious for playing around with the equipment at the gym just to get it just right in that Goldilocks zone, as I like to say. All right, gang, that is a wrap on the athlete workshop and workout and posing and everything. I hope you guys liked seeing the clips and just kind of the behind the scenes and mindset tips from Andre and Ashely K. And then again, all those posing tips, especially for the fit model, bikini, and wellness side of things. I had so much fun going through all of that, and then yeah, my back workout was freaking epic, and it was just fun to have the other girls in the gym. Again, they were doing glutes and lower body, but it was fun just to have them for a very good and fun vibe. So yeah, I am glad I went today. I was tired going into it, but spending time with my team, because my team is the freaking best, honestly did help kind of fill my battery back up a little bit more than I was anticipating. I feel like my eyes still probably look a little bit more tired, because I am, but that's okay. Again, I'm going to be catching up on my rest and my sleep and all of that stuff now, since I'll have a little bit more time to do so, which I am very much looking forward to. But with that, I think this vlog is probably going to be long enough with all of the awesome content that I got and all of the clips and everything, so I am going to wrap it up here. But Andre and I are getting a training session on the books. They're coming up pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I will be recording that as well, because him and I need to also plan and game plan my off-season timeline and start thinking about shows for next year, which is crazy, but also very, very, very exciting. Oh, and then I did an in-body scan as well. I am literally 10% body fat still, which is absolutely wild. I've gained several pounds of muscle and everything is very balanced. And I mean, essentially it's confirming, you know, what I've been seeing in the mirror and how I've felt like I've been progressing. But it is really nice to be able to see the data along with that. I got a ton of compliments as well. Ashley K even said, she was like, you look insane. Like, you look like you blew up the last time I saw you. And so that felt really good to hear her say. Also, she is just such an incredible human and so sweet. And to see how she interacts with all of like her fans and everything, and anybody that comes up to her, she's just the sweetest human, gives everybody the time of day they deserve, and is more than willing and more than happy to invest in other people. So you can just tell where her heart is, and it's in the right place, no doubt about it. So Ashley, shout out to you. Thank you again so much for coming, making the trip out to Wisconsin, even with your busy schedule. Like, you are the MVP. Absolutely incredible. But yes, what do we have coming up? Next week, we have the leg day training with Nate. And, I think I'll put the clip in here. I'll save it for the end of Nate posing down with Derek and taking his pants off and taking his shirt off at the show yesterday and like doing a little posing. So this is who I will be working out with next week and doing the leg day with, which I'm excited for. And again, I'll be recording all that for you guys too. So that's what we got coming up next week. And then we're gonna get some more fun stuff on the calendar coming up as well to keep the vlogs coming with more fun content as always. But as I always say, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe, and have your notification bells rung, because again, I upload videos every single week. This week, I did not get a vlog up on Sunday because my schedule is so chaotic. However, I'm getting it up by Tuesday this week. So yes, I have still been doing weekly vlogs for you guys because you are worth it and I love you all and I know you guys appreciate it. So yes, if you guys appreciate the time and effort I put into these vlogs, and if you made it all the way to the end, drop the little heart down below in the comments. And again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!